Anyone? No. Okay. Uh, Today's class will see 3NF, third normal form. Fine. So, okay. So, second normal form was based on full functional dependency. Okay. Third normal form is based on transitive dependency. Okay. Transitive dependency means if there is transitive dependency among two attribute or set of attributes, then in that dependency, this condition should hold. That means this condition should be true for that dependency. Suppose there is a dependency of a on x, then in third normal form it will be allowed only when x is a super key of R or a is a prime attribute of R. Any one of them, if it is true, then it is allowed in 3 3NF. Like in 2NF you are allowing only full functional dependencies, partial functional dependency were not allowed. Similarly in 3NF those functional dependencies will be allowed which are having x side as a super key or y side, or here a side as a prime attribute. If either of them is true, then that comes under 3NF. Okay, this is the general definition of uh, 3NF. This one from book you can find also this one. If whenever a non-trivial functional dependency holds in R, non-trivial means obvious, that thing we'll see later what is trivial and non-trivial functional dependencies. So if there is a functional dependency this in the relation, then either x will be a super key or a should be a prime attribute. Both also can be true. A will be a prime attribute and x will be a super key, or any one of them. If it is true, then also it will hold true for 3NF. Fine. See on I guess here example was there. No, example is not here. Okay, in the last example that we have seen, last class we saw two examples from the book and one example we did from the exercise. This was the first example where there are this 6 attributes in a relation lots. You normalize that into 2NF. You divide it into two different relation, lots 1 and lots 2. Lots 1 was in 2NF, lots 2 also was in 2NF. Okay, then after you attend 2NF, as I said before that if a relation is to be in 3NF, you have to first ensure that it is in 2NF. Okay, similarly we saw here when we talked about normalizing this to 2NF, before that we asked whether this is in 1NF or not. I told that if there is no data given, you cannot identify whether the attribute are containing atomic values or non-atomic values. So if the data is not given, so no need to worry, you have to automatically assume that the data is atomic. Okay, then you proceed for the 2NF normalization. That means for any normalization form you are trying to achieve, you have to ensure that the prior normalization forms are also attained. Okay, so for 2NF you tried for 1NF first, then for 3NF you have to first see whether this is in 2NF or not. Okay, now suppose this one I am saying that these two you try whether they are in 3NF or not. So first you ensure that this is in 2NF. So obviously this is in 2NF because we have reduced this one to 2NF. So these two are now in 2NF. Okay, now you test whether this is in 3NF or not. So what it says, say the lots 2 relation first we see. It says that if there is any dependency, the x side should be a super key or a side should be a prime attribute. Yes or no? So here x side is a super key or not? This is the x side because here FD3 is county name determines tax rate. This is x side, this is y side. So y side should be a prime attribute, which it is not. That means tax rate is not a prime attribute because it is not part of any of the key. It is neither a super key nor a candidate key or anything. It's an normal non-prime attribute. So this is false. Then another side, x side should be a super key. Whether this is a super key, can I term this as a super key? Anyone? Is this a super key?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a super key. How? Because this is a primary key. So primary key is the minimal super key. Okay. So this became a super key. So this functional dependency is fine. That means this relation is in 3NF. There is no issue in that. Now come to this lots one. Whether this is in 3NF, see the FD1 first. This functional dependency, this is the X side. These all are A side. Okay. So in A side, this is joining. But yeah. So in the lots one, you have to see for each of the functional dependency whether they are conforming to the rules of 3NF or not. So FD1, first thing is this is X side. These are the determinant side. That means the county name, lot area, lot number, area, price. These are whether you have to test means you have to test whether they are non-prime or prime. People keep okay. So these out of these four, these two are non-prime. Okay. So this side uh, it will not be true. Means the second option, this one A is a prime attribute of R. That means the A side all of the attributes should be prime, but here these two are non-prime. Okay, so this will not hold. The second option will not hold. The first option is property ID, whether that is super key or not. Yes, this is a super key because this is a primary key. So FD1 is clear because X side is a super key. Similarly, FD2, X side is county name and lot number. This is candidate key. So candidate key means that is also a type of super key. Okay, so this one also is fine. FD2 is also fine because X side is a super key. If one is found, if X side is found to be super key, no need to check for the A, whether A is prime or not. Okay, no need to check because this is OR. This condition is OR. Either this or this. So if this is found to be true, no need to check for whether A is a prime or not. Fine. Now tell me about FD4. Whether this is allowed in 3NF. This was allowed in 2NF, I told, because 2NF said that it should be full functional dependent. If there is any dependency on primary key, it should be fully functionally dependent, not partial functional. But in 2NF, it does not say whether non-prime can be dependent or on non-prime or not. So it got cleared. Now in 3NF, whether this is to be cleared or non-clear or not to be cleared. FD4. Area is determining price, whether this is allowed in 3NF or not. Tell me. Whether that will be allowed or not allowed.
It will be not allowed
Why?
because both of them are not super key and both of them are non-prime attributes. So both the conditions will not hold.
Yeah. So price is a non-prime attribute. Area is also not a super key. Okay. So this will not be allowed. But in case of 2NF, you allowed it because there was nothing said about non-prime or non-prime. But in this case, it is clearly said that if there has to be a functional dependency, then it must be having these two options. Either X side should be a super key or Y side should be a prime attribute. But in this case, FD4 is having nothing. In these two, they were all satisfied with the first option. That means X side was a super key. These two are candidate key. Here it is given. This is a candidate key. These two combination is a candidate key. So on this, these things are dependent. So X side got cleared from FD2. FD1 also property ID is a super key. So the first option is allowed. So FD1 and FD2 are clear. FD3 also in this relation is clear. Only this one was left. So in the next, when you try to normalize this one into 3NF, this will be only normalized. So when you normalize this, area and price will be moved to a separate table. Area will be here because this functional dependency was linked with property ID. FD1 was linked with area. So you keep it here. Price will be kept in a separate table. So price and area. This FD4, you moved it to the separate table. So area become the primary key there because 3NF says that any non-prime attribute should be dependent on the super key. So you made this as a primary key, which is automatically will become super key. So FD4 is now allowed under 3NF. So lots 1A and lots 1B are derived from this one. This one was already there. So you know that if given this relation, in order to do it, take it into 2NF, you divide it into lots 1 and lots 2. In order to take it into 3NF, you divided lots 1 into lots 1A and lots 1B. That means finally after 3NF, after attaining 3NF, you have three different relations. 1, 2, and this one. Lots 2, lots 1B, lots 1A. Okay. So this is the thing of 3NF. 3NF, I told initially that 3NF is there is an alternative definition to it. This is the general definition that if there is a functional dependency extends to X determines A, then X is a super key or A is a prime attribute. Alternative definition says that a relation is in 3NF but, yeah, a relation R is in 3NF if every non-prime attribute of R meets both the following conditions. It is fully functional dependent on every key of R and it is non-transitively dependent on every key of R. Okay, so this is one important point. You have two different definitions in 2NF as well, two different definitions in 3NF also. Okay, so the alternate definition of 3NF means whichever definition you stick to, you will always get the same result. It's only for clarification that there are two different definitions. There is nothing much. If you remember the first one, that's also is fine. Okay, fine. So alternate definition says that a relation R is in 3NF if every non-prime attribute of R is having the following conditions. It is fully functional dependent on every key of R and it is non-transitively dependent on every key of R. Here a concept is called non-transitively dependent. Non-transitively dependent means, see this one, fully functional dependent. fully functional dependent and non. Yeah, this one we are saying no. According to the normal definition, we found that X is not a super key, price is not a prime attribute. So nothing worked. So you reduce it into 3NF. As per the alternative definition, it says that every non-prime attribute should not be transitively dependent. Okay? It is non-transitively dependent on every key of R. That means it should be directly dependent. It should be non-transitively dependent. Here you see price is dependent on area. Yes or no? Area is dependent on lot number and county name, which is a key. So this became a transitive dependency. Price is dependent on lot number and county name transitively, not directly, transitively. Because price is dependent on area, which is again dependent on lot number and county name. As for this two function dependency, you can see price is dependent on area. Area is dependent on lot number and county name. Okay, and area is also dependent on property ID. So this is transitive dependency. Price is transitively dependent on every key of R. This was a key. This was also a key. So that's a problem because it is not allowed in 3NF. A non-prime attribute cannot depend transitively on every key of R. Okay, you see the definition again here. Is non-transitively dependent on every key of R. It is fully functional dependent on every key of R. Yes, you can say that the first condition is true because it is fully functional dependent. Because area is fully functional dependent on this key. Here also it is fully functional dependent on property ID. So the second condition, first condition is true, but the second condition is false because second condition is not allowing this functional dependency because price is transitively dependent on lot number at county name. So you reduce this to another new table where it is transitive case is gone and also it is full functionally dependent. Okay, so that means it automatically pulls in the 2NF, which says that full functional dependency. Okay, that's why this alternative definition is based on automatically the 2NF condition, full functional dependent plus non-transitive dependent. That means none of the prime attributes should be transitively dependent on any key of R. Okay. So this was the concept of 3NF. Any doubt in this, or should we do one? Go to the example section if any example is found. Yeah, the same relation which we did earlier yesterday. It can be normalized into who is joining now. Nikhil Singh, you are more than 15 minutes late, but I am allowing you today. Okay, last time also I have told clearly after 15 minutes of joining, it will not be allowed. I will not allow further whoever is joining beyond 15 minutes. Okay. Uh, in the last class we did this example, no? You normalize this into 2NF. So the initial relation was the relation has A B C D E F G H I J attribute with 1 2 3 4 5 functional dependencies and uh, we normalize this into 2NF. Now it says we have to normalize into 3NF. So tell me how I will do, whether which functional dependencies are creating problem. Now currently you have f1, this is existing here, abc. Then this one f2 you reduce to this one, so this is now okay. 3NF, or this is in separate table, this is fine. F3, this was also intact. This side is for 3NF, whichever we are writing. F4 was this. F5, yeah. So these 5 functional dependencies with respect to these tables. These tables you have to consider, not the previous ones, because this is now in 2NF and you can only switch to 3NF when you have attained 2NF. So these 3 tables are now assumed to be in 2NF. Now tell me, by seeing these functional dependencies, which are okay and which are not okay, like we did in the previous case, which will be sticking to the 3NF rule and which are not sticking. Yeah. First thing what I should do for F1, can say F1 is in 3NF or not. Where from you have to see? From the third table, this one, because C is here, not in this two. So AB determining C, whether this is okay in terms of 3NF or not okay. That much time.
It will be okay
Why?
because A and B are part of super key.
Yeah, A and B are part of super key. See, this is X side, this is Y side. 3NF says that either X side should be a super key, Y side, or Y side should be a prime attribute. C is not part of any of the key because here key is only A and B. So C is a non-prime attribute. So so the OR condition is false, but the first condition is X side is a super key because AB is a primary key. So this is allowed. This is fine. Okay. Now A determines DE, whether this one is okay or not okay.
Yes, sir, it's okay.
A determines D is also okay because from this you can see that D, E are fully functional dependent on A and non-transitively dependent. Here uh, that is as per the alternate definition. As per the normal definition also you can check D is a non-prime attribute, that is fine, but A is a super key. If it is a primary key means automatically you have to assume this is a super key because a super key, a primary key is a minimal super key. Okay, so D, E are sorry, A side is a super key, so this is also allowed, this is fine. That means this relation is confirmed to be in 3NF. Now this one F3, B determines F, that one.
Okay, sir.
This is also okay because E is a primary key, so X side is a super key. X side means the left side is a super key, so automatically no need to check whether F is a prime attribute or not. Fine. If you cannot correlate, then see this. This was the definition of 3NF. If there is a functional dependency like this, either X is a super key or A is a prime attribute. So in this two, sorry, where it went. In this two, you can find that X is a super key. Here also X is a super key. Here also X is a super key. So no need to check for this side. These three are okay. So B determines F was present here. So this is in 3NF. This is in 3NF. These two are already qualified. Now you have to check this one. Okay, as for this two, F4 is F determines GH. Okay, F determines GH. Yeah, here if I say F determines GH, uh, can I insert?
Not okay.
It will not be okay. Okay, why? Why it will not be okay? Any any problem with this? I cannot write. I cannot insert.
Because both of them are non-prime attributes. So
Yeah, because uh, this is non-prime. GH. This is also non-prime. Okay. So GH side is a non-prime attribute. X side, that is F side, is also not a super key. Okay, that is as per the normal definition. If you try to implement the alternative definition, then also it will work, because GH are non-prime, F is non-prime, F is dependent on B only. Okay, F is dependent on B only, not on A. So this is violation of alternative definition. There is no transitive dependency here. Transitive dependency is there. That too, not fully functional dependent. That means F is dependent only on B. So GH are non-prime, F is non-prime. So automatically this is not okay. Fine. Then let's see the last one. We have to reduce it first. Then we'll go to the next one. Okay. What you have to do for that? How to reduce it into 3NA, because this F4 functional dependency, which says that F determines GH, is creating problem. So what you have to do is that create another table and take this FGH out. Okay. See the table creation. This is also a bit confusing. When you do on your own, this problem will come. You will be confused which one to take out. F G H. F will be the primary key, because F was determining GH. No, what happened? Yeah, F was determining GH, so GH was dependent on F. Now you took this FGH out of this, but here you have to then remove G and H. F will be there because F will be the foreign key. Remember the concept of foreign key. F will be the foreign key, because when you try to link these two table, it will be linked through F. So GH will be removed entirely from that table, but F will be kept there, because F will act as the linking element between these two tables. Fine. So you cannot remove F also from this table. Otherwise, ABCDIJ table will be totally separate. It cannot be linked with this table. So F will be here. G and H you have to remove to another table. Similarly, in the last or in this example also you can see. In this example also you can see. Even if you remove this area and price to another table, area was kept here, because when you try to link again to retrieve the information that was present here, you have to link these two tables, and that linking can only be done using this primary key and this foreign key. Got? So in that way you have to divide. If you remove area also from this table entirely, This table will only be left with lot number, county name, and property ID. You cannot link these two tables. So for linking purpose, this one is kept as it is. Okay, only the disturbing attribute, that was price, is removed to another table along with area as the primary key. So that is another concept within this, that how to split the table.
That
So, yeah.
uh, if there are uh, two attributes on X side, for example AF, then we have to choose one foreign key for that or both of them.
No, in that case, you have to see that how the dependency is. At the left side, suppose at the left side there is another attribute. Suppose here, and that was dependent on both of them. That was dependent on both of them. So if you take only one out, here the dependency will not be proper, because price, or suppose that third attribute was dependent on both price and area. Suppose here is another attribute I am saying, and that attribute was dependent on price and area both. While you take them out, you have to take both of them to here, and they will be designated as the primary key. Both of them will also be kept here, so that later you can link based on those two. So be it 3 attribute, 1 attribute, or 2 attribute, or n number of attribute here, if the dependency which you are reducing, suppose price was dependent on both these two, that means these two will be coming here. Otherwise this dependency will not be valid. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that thing you have to consider, that the dependency which you are reducing comes as it is, because that is another guideline of design principle, that the dependency are constants. So as less as dependencies should be lost. Okay. So yeah. So now you reduce this into two table. Now this one is clear. F4 will continue to exist through this table. F determines GH. F4 will still be here. F4 will be F4 GH will be here. Okay. Now this F5 DIJ, this is okay or not okay? Sorry, D determines IJ. Here also D is not a super key, because D is a normal attribute. IJ is also not non-prime attribute. Sorry, IJ is also not prime attribute, neither D is a super key. So this also is not okay. Again, you have to remove IJ from this table. So I will create another table. Someone is joining now. Let her wait, or let him wait. Columns 3, rows 1. T I D will be here. D will be the primary key. Okay, and this I and J is not required to be present here. But now what happened is that how many function dependencies were there? 5. F1 is F1 is present here. Okay. Now you see, after reducing this to 3 and F, I am getting these many tables. Previously there was 2 and F, there was 3 table. I should have drawn it here, but I did it here. Okay. So now these are in 3 and F. These all 5 tables, 5 relations attain 3 and F, because the 3 and F says that X side is a super key. So in all of them, this dependencies X is a super key. A is determining BC. Where I wrote wrongly wrote here. Yeah. So AB is a super key, B is a super key, A is a super key here, F is a super key, D is a super key. Fine. So this table or this relation combined is now in 3NF. This is the way you reduce each of the table to 3NF. Fine. Any doubt? Asha Kumari. Yep. So any problem in this? Here you mark that during the starting of the problem, you are given with how many functional dependency? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the end of 3NF normalization, how many are still there? 1, 2, 3. All the functional dependencies are intact. That means none of the functional dependencies have been lost. So this is a good uh, design now, because these are all in 3NF and none of the functional dependencies given earlier are lost. We'll see some examples where functional dependencies will be lost, but that is to attain higher normal forms, so that is allowed. That is not a big problem. Fine. So this is the way you go for 3NF after you attend the 2NF normalization. Any problem? Any doubt in the example we did or in the example here? There are two cases: alternative definition and normal definition. Both of them has to be clear. These two are main among the all the normalization normal forms. These two are main forms, because most of the time the companies follow up to 3NF. 4NF and 5NF, it depends whether they want or not, but 3NF minimum has to be attended. Okay, no doubt.
So,
Yeah.
so in 3NF, in case of multiple attributes on X and A side, should all the attributes be super key or prime attribute respectively on X side and Y side? Or is
No,
it fine with
in
one?
X side, in A side, all of them has to be prime attribute. All of them has to be prime attribute. See, in this case, in the FD2, in FD2, A side is what? This one, property ID, area and price. Area and price are non-prime, but this is prime. So this is against the rule. It says that in A side, everyone has to be prime attribute, but these two are non-prime. So this is not valid. But if you go for the other option, X side, county name and lot number, they are prime attribute. Sorry, they are super key. So this got cleared. Okay.
Yes, sir. But had
Similarly,
it
if
been yes, sir.
only county name is the key, lot number is not the key,
Mm-hmm.
then also it will be valid, because it says that county name and lot number combinedly will be a super key. Since this is a primary key, combining any attribute with that will be a super key. So in
Okay.
that way, this will be valid.
So on A side, all the attributes should be
Has to
prime
be
if there are
prime.
multiple attributes, but on
Yeah,
X side, even if one is there, it's fine.
yeah.
But sir,
Even if you have only one primary key, then it's fine.
and sir, county name is a candidate key and lot is also a candidate key, but
No,
had lot been,
combinedly they are
yeah, they
candidate
are
key.
combinedly candidate key. But
Hmm.
if just continent was candidate key and lot wasn't, just this was there, would
Yeah.
have been there, then will this be valid FD2?
Yes, it will be valid because county name is a candidate key you told. If you combine that with any of the other attribute, that will be a super key. That's the concept of super key. You can combine n number of attributes in your
Oh,
relation with a primary key or a candidate key.
oh, okay, okay, yes, yes, yes.
So in that
Thanks.
way, that will be valid. So you have to check in the X side at least one key is there.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir, yes. Okay, sir, thanks.
Okay. Now, uh, yeah. So this was the case of 3NF. Fine. CNF is a small one. The CNF actually is called Boyce code normal form as per the scientist Boyce code. Uh, this is an stricter form of 3NF. It is between 3NF and 4NF. Okay, it's not 4NF. It's between 3NF and 4NF. 4NF is something different. Just it is an revised form of 3NF. 3NF allows two options. Either X side is a super key or A side is a prime attribute. BCNF says that the second option is not allowed. The first option should be allowed. That means X side should be a super key. A side is a prime attribute or not, we don't care. Only you have to check X side is a super key or not. That means in some of the cases where third NF was allowing X to be a non-super key attribute, BCNF does not allow it. BCNF says that X side has to be a super key. Why? Because if it is not a super key, the functional dependency will be problematic, because you know that if it is a key, there will be non-repeating value. There will be uh, non-redundant value in that, which is good for the database design. But in third NF, it allows X to be not a super key. But in BCNF, it is a strict, since it's a stricter form. Stricter in which sense? Now it does not allow X to be a non-super key element. X has to be a super key element. Fine. Uh, yeah, in this example, you can see there are what four attribute. Property ID is a primary key. County name and lot number are wait here. Yeah. So county name and lot number were the candidate key that you know before. It's from the same previous example. Okay. It from this example. This one actually we are trying. These two are now in 3NF. Now I am saying that this is not in BCNF because here it allows. Oh, there is something. No, there is another thing given, another function dependency given with this. Area determines county name. You see here, this is a prime attribute. Yes or no? County name is a part of candidate key, so this is a prime attribute. So this is valid as for 3NF. Area is not a super key, but A side county name is a prime attribute. So this is okay in terms of 3NF, but not okay in terms of BCNF, because BCNF says that X side has to be a super key. It doesn't matter whether A side is a prime attribute or non-prime attribute. So in order to reduce this into BCNF form, you have to reduce this particular relation into these two, where property name, area and lot number will be there. Area and county name will be taken to another relation. So here area will be determining county name as it was doing here, because this is not sticking to the BCNF rule. You took it out to another relation. Here FD5 will be there, area determining county name, and property ID, area and lot number will be here. Property ID, area and lot number will be here. Okay, but in this case what happened is that this FD2, county name, lot number determining area and property ID, will not be present anymore, because county name and lot number was combinedly the key. Now in this two table, FD2 will not exist. FD1 will exist here, FD5 will exist here, FD2 is lost. But you attend BCNF normalization above 3NF. Up to this you are having only 3NF. When you reduce this into BCNF, you got this two table now in BCNF, but FD2 is lost. So this is allowed, because by losing one function dependency, you are attending BCNF form, which is normally good. Fine. So this is the way you do BCNF normalization. That means you are shifting from this third NF to BCNF normal form, which is more stricter than 3NF in the sense that it allows only super key to determine any other attribute. So if you are why it is called more better, because if there is a super key at the X side, then it will determine other when and it is determining other attribute, it will be very good, because X side there will be no redundancy. There is a super key, X side is a super key, there will be no redundancy possible to insert into the relation if X side is a super key. But in 3NF that was possible, because it does not check if A is a prime attribute. It doesn't matter whether X is super key or not super key. Getting? So that's the importance of a key. It always constraint the relation in such a way that you insert non-redundant data. If no key is there, you can insert anything. You can repeat the rows multiple times. Okay, so that is the usefulness of a key. Okay, for today this much only. Any doubt you can raise.
Sir, can we please go back to that one example you did? I have some questions.
DNF.
सर जैसे NF2 में कराया वैसे एग्जांपल करा कर बताओ ना।
किसका CNF का?
NF2 में किया तो NF फिर बाइक को ये तीनों का वैसे जैसे स्टेप बाय स्टेप कराया ना आपने पहले 2NF में, तो वैसे
3NF का तो हुआ, 3NF का तो ये एग्जांपल कराया मैंने।
हाँ
ये ठीक था या ये इसमें डाउट है?
नहीं
Sir.
ये ठीक है।
Sir,
Yeah.
there we're I have a doubt on that F and D. Like you said, F and D are foreign keys, right?
Oh, that one.
And the foreign, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but the foreign key only references the primary key of another table.
Yeah. See, when in this case you had IJ here,
Yes, sir.
you can see the cursor, no? IJ was here.
Yes, sir.
When I reduced Dij, that means I took IJ out of here and kept here. D was still here.
Yes,
So
sir.
D is the primary key here. D will be the foreign key here. So for
Okay.
this two table, this and this, D is the foreign key. For this table, D is the primary key for this table. Similarly for this two, F is the foreign key. Here F is the primary key. So whichever table you are referring to, suppose that means when you are joining these two table, you have to join with respect to f, and that f has to be primary key in this table. Similarly, when you are joining this two, you will be joining with respect to the common attribute. Common attribute means d. So d must be a primary key here and foreign key here.
Yes, sir.
So that is the way you have to put something behind. While you are fragmenting a table, you have to put something behind in the original relation so that you can join the new relation whenever required. You cannot just let all the elements go into the new table. If you do that, you cannot get back the information, which is not proper, because if the information is lost, that means the value is wrong. So if d is dij entirely, I would have shifted to this table and will not have kept d here, then there is no meaning.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Bulbul, what happened? 3NF is clear or not? Previously you had 2NF
Yes,
is clear, no? 3.
yes, sir.
Then BCNF was the problem. BCNF says that X side should be mandatorily a super key. A side, be it prime or non-prime, I don't care. X side, I have to check whether that is a super key or a not a super key. Like in this example, yeah. This in this example is from the same table but with a new function dependency. This was not there. FD5 was not there. These two were there with property ID as the primary key for the table, county name and lot number as the candidate key. So these three are prime attribute. This is a non-prime attribute. So FD1 is valid as for 3NF because X side is a super key. FD2 is also a valid because X side is county name and lot number. This is also a super key. So FD1 and FD2 are allowed in terms of 3NF. FD5 is also allowed because X side is not a super key, that's fine, but A side is a prime attribute because counter name is a prime attribute. So FD5 is also allowed in case of 3NF. But when you come to BCNF, FD5 will not be allowed because X side is not a prime attribute. Sorry, X side is not a super key. Area is not a super key. For FD5, area is X, counter name is A. Here A is a prime attribute, that's fine. That's allowed in terms of 3NF. But BCNF says that this X side has to be a super key mandatorily. But here area is not a super key. So BCNF will not allow FD5. So in order to reduce that into BCNF, this table, you have to form two different tables where this FD5 will be kept here, area determining county name. Okay, area determining county name. Here area will become the primary key. Now it is satisfied. BCNF satisfies because X side is a super key, and here also property ID determines area and lot number. County name will be lost. So FD1 is not entirely lost, but FD2 will entirely be lost because county name and lot number are not present in the single table. They are now in two different tables. So FD2 is lost in the process of normalizing it into BCNF. Fine. This was the details of BCNF. BCNF is said to be stricter form of 3NF because 3NF allows two different options, but BCNF keeps only one option. It's more stricter, that's why. Remember this one. Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir. Mm.
Okay. So keep updating yourself because, as I said, the quiz are hold without announcing. So maybe this week there is no quiz. Next week or next to that there will be quiz maybe. So keep updating. Any doubt you ask. There is no notice now yet for the mid sem. We have covered enough concepts though. First one is why creating table of D and F. All the doubts clear from this chat? I'm seeing it now. Okay then. Disconnecting.